We do move on now to the mass shooting in Washington, D.C., putting crime and gun violence once again in the national spotlight. At least 4 people were shot Friday, including a 12-year-old girl, when a gunman opened fire with a rifle from what police describe as a sniper-style nest in his apartment. The attack causing chaos and panic and lockdowns of nearby schools before the gunman apparently took his own life. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is joining us now. Mayor Bowser, thanks so much for speaking with us this morning. We do appreciate it. So this shooting happened a week after the New York City subway attack and several other shootings the following weekend. You wrote in a letter to D.C. residents saying this epidemic of gun violence in our country, the easy access to firearms, has got to stop. What do you say to people in your city who are concerned about their safety now?
Well, we think this gunman may have purchased these firearms legally in our neighboring state in Virginia. The police posted the arsenal that he had in an apartment in Washington, D.C., an apartment that overlooked a school. We know that he was randomly shooting a sniper, shooting down on a public street towards a school. So when I was on the scene talking to terrified parents waiting for their children, I know that too many elected officials, whether it was in Florida or in Sandy Hook Elementary School, have had similar conversations. We got very lucky that no one lost their life, but we know we have to not make it so easy for people to get high-powered weapons that can shoot off 100 rounds in a matter of seconds.
So on that note there, D.C. has some of the strictest gun laws in the country, yet your city has had a 25% increase in violent crime over last year. Homicides were up several years in a row. What is driving this spike in crime? How do you plan to address it?
Well, that's a question for all of us across the nation. We know that COVID has upended a lot of our public safety ecosystem, from our courts to our supervising agencies to prosecutions for crimes to access to services. And we know that people across the country are living on the edge and are suffering from anxiety, depression, and have untreated substance abuse issues. So there's a lot that we have to work on to get back to normal, but we can't take our eye off of illegal guns and guns purchased legally. You asked us about our gun laws in the district. It is true that we have a very significant firearm restrictions, especially when it comes to handguns, but we can do virtually little to stop someone who purchases a gun legally in Virginia or Maryland or anywhere in the I-95 corridor and bringing those guns for mass destruction in our city.
Mayor, we don't have a lot of time left, but I don't have to remind you of the politics here. You know there are critics out there who lump big city mayors, local leaders together, saying this is what happens when governments don't support the police or are soft on crime. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I think that in the district, everyone knows that I have been a forceful proponent of making sure our police have everything that they need, including a proposal this year to get us back to our hiring strength that I think will allow our police to respond to every part of the city, our First Amendment demonstrations that we are responsible for supporting as well, and all of the people that come to the nation's capital to address or redress the federal government. Our police department is unique in the American system in that regard, and that's why it's so important that it's fully funded.
Well, it is certainly a nationwide concern. Mayor Bowser, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.